it is time for the final countdown with maybe Steve and Seth McKinney, presented by La Casa Tequila.
Blending Seth. All
Raised
you see
in
is his
Aguilera.
head and arms because it is his maroon out behind us.
Rooted in the
Starting
SEC.
I'm starting La Casa Tequila. Rooted
Where's
in
your
the
head
SEC.
then? Huh? Blending hat.
Yeah, my head's blending it. Like, see, I'm really I'm on one about this backdrop. We got to do something. Other than that logo, to me, it looks like the backdrop we had.
What would you recommend?
I don't know. It's not my. It's not.
So
I pay a lot of people to come up with answers to questions that I have.
But I'm just going to ask a question. Do you like the lighter maroon that you kind of see at the bottom? Would you like to see that more?
Maybe.
Maybe it's the dark maroon that you have a problem with, I think.
Maybe so. I think even on podcasts we do, it's too dark, and it's just it's just nothing to it. What I really wish is that in the year since this has been open, they'd have done something with that room to where we can have an alternate podcast view.
It's coming.
Yeah, sure it is.
And meeting over.
Yeah. Where's Steve?
I have no idea where Steve is. Hopefully he's listening to us ridicule him live for being late or absent altogether. But
Probably
He's not
left in.
absent. I talked to him this morning. He was trying to get me in for like a morning.
maybe he ran out of batteries on his way here or something.
Well, Seth, why don't we start with your thoughts? Both of y'all drive battery-powered cars, so why don't we start with Elon with your thoughts on the game? What were your takeaways?
I thought it was a great first game. I thought that the offense went out there and took what UTSA was giving them, which was the pass. Did you think that, like, football guy, you're watching it going, they're daring you to beat them throwing and not That's
running?
what I thought that they were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it felt that way. I wasn't like breaking down the film.
Yeah.
If they're going to put more guys in the box than what you want, then the best thing to do is to pass the ball. I don't think they went into that game saying, hey, let's only run 3 times in a quarter or whatever it was the first half. I can't remember, or the first quarter. But, like, if they're going to do that, and that was UTSA, to me, that was UTSA's only hope.
Yeah.
And their only game plan was like, hey, we know that they can beat us running. We know that. We got to make them beat us passing.
Yeah.
And I think that's how they took – I think that's their approach to that game. And we proved it up. And guess what? We did. We took advantage of that. We passed the ball very well, in my opinion. People are still refusing to give Marcel any love in the national media, which is ridiculous. The guy is like, what, 15 totally, number 15 total yard guy of the week, and no love. Still got him at like some kind of crazy low SEC quarterback power rating or whatever.
You just missed the first hour.
But anyways, that was impressive. Now, on the other hand, the defense, of course, I think they're going to limit the mistakes that they made. And, I heard, Ratliff say they're easily fixable. And, let's hope, because there were major issues on defense that need to be fixed. So I hope that they're easy. But it came from the field, the position, if you will, the defensive backs. I'm not the defensive guy, but the defensive backfield on the run game was very weak. And that has to be fixed. So I hope it is easily fixable.
Hey, guys.
Steve, how are you, buddy?
I'm a little late today, sorry.
Maroon out yourself.
Marooning out, baby.
Blend the blenders. Look on each end, just blending. It's Billy
Forget y'all have
David and the floating heads.
The maroon
it's not
background.
y'all's fault.
It's not y'all's fault.
Can we not change the background?
Oh, goodness.
What are we
We've
doing
already
here?
had a meeting about this live on the air.
Can we have an SEC color background just for a few minutes, Nick? I don't even know if that's possible.
Go ahead, Steve.
Well,
Thoughts on the game?
What are your
quick?
takeaways?
Thoughts on the game? I mean, I thought, I think UTSA did a nice job of playing us, first of all. I think they had a good game plan and definitely came in and made it tough on us. But we did what we needed to do. I mean, we didn't establish the run, but they didn't really let us run the ball. They were kind of forcing us to throw the ball and beat them throwing the ball. And I thought Marcel did a great job. I really did. I thought pass protection for the most part all day was solid. We were completing passes. He was making nice throws. Guys were – I haven't seen that many yards after a catch in A&M football since like Johnny was here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
the separation we were getting in the secondary, I mean, you just haven't seen that in a while.
And by the way,
that was exciting.
2 unreal low fingertip catches that could have easily been dropped by anybody else besides the 2 guys that caught them.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I know that we shouldn't be talking about low balls caught, but still, that's going to happen from time to time. But and we caught them.
Well, I think that
which is crazy.
That also builds the quarterback's confidence to say, you just, you guys know as athletes, like when you don't feel like you have to be absolutely perfect, you
allows you to be loose and free, and
just there they just showed another.
And we got that's exciting, man. We got
some dudes, man.
It was tremendously exciting to see the receivers come out and ball like they did, and of course it takes a quarterback to get them a ball, but still, we hadn't seen anything like that in a long time, and that was a lot of fun, and like gives me another level of hope.
I didn't say anything. I just saw you start gyrating. You saw it, didn't you?
I saw it.
He's trying to. He's like, how do I bring this to a close here?
You can't do anything without Billy making fun of you. I'm just going to stand over here like a robot.
Yeah. but David, and defensively, I would just add that I think that we did some nice things on defense. There's definitely some areas in the run game we got to clean up. There were some fundamental issues.
Sure.
But we got to do a better job tackling in the secondary. Clearly. But you're going to see stuff like that in the first game. I don't take first games too much unless you're playing a good opponent. But you're going to get weird looks that you haven't prepared for, you're not necessarily ready for, and it's just kind of how you react to them in game, make those adjustments, which they did after the first half, except for that first run. Which I missed. Me and Seth were trying to make it back up from the Letterman's lounge.
I was confused.
And Seth's like, happened. Look at the score. I'm like, what? They run the kickoff back?
No, I got there and UTSA was kicking off, and I was like, what? Have they not reset the clock? And I was like, why is UTSA kicking off? This is so weird. So I had to ask them, I was like, what? Did they return the kickoff? And I don't know. It was a 75-yard touchdown run. I was like, oh, even worse.
Yeah, that was
tough.
That was a bad feeling because you did, like, when they went into the half and they're up 11, and I'm like, Elko will fix it. They'll make the adjustment. And like you said, it's a first game. I don't know. Well, I do know that defensively, I know they did a ton of stuff that they really didn't even practice. And that's the first game. And they might see some of that again this week against Utah State. But although Utah State did have to put a game on tape that they had to empty, they needed to win that game against UTEP. It was an important one for them. But I don't know what they were doing offensively that would have thrown, but I think, to me, and y'all can, just like you said, Seth, they were selling out to stop the run when A&M had the ball. It felt like a lot of their plays, they would get A&M in a pass-friendly defense or pass-averse defensive look, like 3rd and long a couple times, and they would just run against a nickel or a dime. I was like, he's going to be fine. He's going to fix that at halftime. And then that first play to pop, and it was a mistake by a young DB. But my concern going into the season, and nothing alleviated it on Saturday. It doesn't mean that it has to keep, like you said, teams get better. Teams make massive jumps week to week. First week a lot of times is your worst. But just we saw so much of that same thing last year. And here's my concern with it. It's the same players. Like, yes, they can get better. No, they're not guaranteed to. And I'm not talking about like the effort and they're stronger, they're a step quick, but it's just the seeing it, reacting. Are you slow to react? Do you revert to bad habits like getting out leveraged on the outside? Do your eyes get caught in the back? Like, so it's the same players. When one of your young players drifts and runs out of pre-snap, what are you supposed to do of the other 10 guys on the field? No one noticed that and said, hey, I remember years ago, two instances. One was Rich Cody when they played Colorado in '95. Rich always tells the story. He got thrown into action. You were in that game in place of Dennis Allen. And he said Dat was out there literally saying, move up 3 steps, move over, go. They're going to do this. And he's like, I didn't even want to listen to him because it was going against what Coach Bennett or whoever it was in '95 wanted us to do. But I would just reluctantly do it, and he was right every time. And another story was when Von Miller tells it, how Michael Hodges, like, every play that season was like telling him where to shade, where to move, what to do, what the offense was going to do. And when I see something like that on that first play, it makes me go, who on the defense is the guy that or it should be like a group of them going, what are you doing? Like, you know, like, so
but that's also the challenge,
me.
though. What you're saying is true, but then it comes back to that's that first game.
Yeah,
you know, they probably were not prepared for that. Hadn't seen the film for that, so you know it happens. But time to clean it up. Let's not let it happen again.
I'm hopeful. I left hopeful. I didn't leave panicking about that game, and I hope that the vast majority of our fans aren't panicked about it.
Well, I don't think
it wasn't great with the running game, defensive running game, but every other aspect was very impressive, and I feel like we can get that part of our defense fixed.
I think they can fix it for sure. It's just I'm not going to feel good. I'm not going to feel good about it until they
After Notre Dame.
do a good job next
for real.
weekend in South Bend, and maybe even if you told me if they could do a good job against them and Auburn, because then I would say they stopped what I would consider like a more in-your-face downhill power attack of Notre Dame and a spread you out tempo type thing at Hugh Freeze and Ole Miss. Auburn. I would feel amazing then. I'm just not going to feel that way now. What I do feel amazing about is what y'all talked about. We all are careful what to put into a first game analysis, but obvious is obvious, and it is very obvious A&M has, like you said, Seth, the type playmakers at receiver, like multiple, better than we've seen in a long time. And I said the other day, you go back to like Reynolds and Kirk, and then before that, and different types. And then before that, you have to go back Evans and Swope and that crew. So, and it doesn't sound like long, but that's like
pretty good while.
8 and 12 years ago.
Yep.
And these guys are different too.
They are.
And you haven't seen Bethel Roman yet, and I think you will Saturday where he gets involved. He can do the same. He's the same type.
Why haven't we seen him yet? I mean, he played like 56 snaps.
Well, he caught what, one pass?
That's what I'm saying. Like he was out there 56 snaps, no targets or what?
Sounds like a panic. Come on, guys.
Panic. Oh, there we go. No, but also what's
maybe for a guy that hardly played, maybe them doing different things defensively, maybe it affected him more than it did some other guys in terms of like the post snap. I don't know coming up with something there. But
the what also is impressive, and I was impressed with, were my sleepers from last week, the tight end position. Like, I mean, we've got a lot of guys with a lot of talent on that field, a lot of weapons, including the running backs who weren't able to display what they can do last week. I mean, I'm excited, man. Especially offensively.
It just also adds such a dynamic piece to your offense when you get the tight ends involved like that. It forces them to cover the entire field.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's nice to have guys that can make plays at that.
And I think the other thing, when you talk about covering the entire field, it's not just 50, 53 and a half yards wide. It's 100 yards that way.
Yeah.
And when you're only using 15 of those yards, it gets real easy, not just to defend it, but to stop the run. Yeah. Watch. They will.
That's a great
You
point.
will see them go over the top more and more often. I know they missed their big hit. Marcel with one of his couple bad throws on the whole night.
Just a Hail Mary throw.
He's just like, wow. He's wide open.
He was getting tired of people bitching about his arm strength from practice freaking warm-up videos that everybody wanted to get clicks off of. Engagement farming. This is like they're lobbing balls down the field, and everybody's like, I think he was like, you know what? I'm airing this son of a bitch out.
So, guys, from a running game perspective, when a team doesn't allow you to run, should you still be able to establish that run regardless if you have this level of talent?
I mean,
how many tries?
Yeah, I mean,
that's what's having the conversation.
I guess the conversation would be, why would you do that? I mean, I don't understand why there are times that you definitely have to run the ball. You have to do it to get
next weekend. As we're going to run into some of those times.
And so and then there are times where you can pick them apart, passing the ball like we did. And did I want us to run the ball? Yeah, but not at the expense of, not taking advantage of what UTSA was, allowing us to do passing the ball. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how to equate that. I am not worked up about that at all. I mean, I think that I have no doubt. Let's just put it that way. I have no doubt that we can run the ball. Mm-hmm. Like that's the last thing on my mind about Texas A&M football is our ability to go out there and get the yards that we need to get running the ball at all.
And I would just add that, as an offensive lineman, there's nothing more frustrating than being in a game where the coordinator continues to call plays into a stacked box.
That's true.
And expecting you to block, 8 guys with 7 people. It's just that's frustrating. So, take what the defense gives you. There's going to be defenses we're going to play maybe this week, for sure Notre Dame, that are going to force us to be balanced. So we'll get a chance to run the ball. I'm not worried about that.
What do you think of the line overall?
I thought they played really well, especially in pass protection. I thought pass protection was really good. The tackles did a nice job. There was a few sloppy moments, especially early on. Mm-hmm. But credit to them. They were rotating some guys around, moving some guys around. So you weren't playing with the same 5 guys the entire game. So there's going to be little things here and there, but overall, I've seen a lot worse performances out of an O-line in game 1. This one, to me, was pretty good for a first game.
Yeah, that was my assessment exactly. I mean, the early miscues it looked like, but they corrected that real quick and had a very efficient game moving on.
Guys, I don't know if you've paid any attention to some of the players on Utah State, but their quarterback, you might know his name, Bryson Barnes. He was the backup quarterback.
Yes, I do know the backup quarterback from BYU, David.
Actually, Utah.
I didn't know that, so good on you, Steve.
He was the backup quarterback at Utah. And
it was Utah.
Yeah, when Cam Rising was
there. I knew
there.
It was one of those Mormon schools.
Yeah,
he beat.
My goodness. Just kidding.
This guy.
When Cam Rising wasn't there, he came in, and which was the game that he won to start the season a couple years ago.
Didn't he go in like a Rose Bowl or something?
No, that's Cam Rising.
But he's been okay. He's been a little inconsistent. He can run. He can pass.
I think they've got a solid quarterback for that level, and they got a solid running back for that level.
Solid tight end for that level.
I mean, I heard you
for that level.
I don't know if you can say that word. It starts with a G. Heard you, comparing that tight end to the guy at Bowling Green last year. It was like a second round pick.
Vantage Jr.
Because
of what he did here.
You didn't remember the name. I heard it this morning. Y'all had to ask for the research. And Olin fact checked you and said it was a lob ball. He got 14 seconds. I was listening. I support your show.
Do you? I think you just do the receipts thing. That's what you do. Just keep writing down receipts.
No, I don't.
He does that as well.
Oh, my God. Big receipt keeper, this guy.
Absolutely not.
It's like the George Costanza wallet.
I didn't even
Big freaking receipts.
I didn't even comment that you lost to one of those quote-unquote Mormon schools when you played here.
See, there we go. He dug that out of the bottom of the receipt.
And not only that, but you lost to freaking Steve Sarkisian.
In our defense, the offense did put up like 50 points, okay? So
37.
No, close.
It was 41-30. And you had 200-yard rushers in that game. You were credited with a carry. I noticed recently because I was debating. I was talking about Brandon Stewart had a great game. That was his debut in an A&M uniform.
Mm-hmm.
He had a great game. And I said, I think 2 running backs went over 100. It was Sir Parker and Eric Bernard. Aaron Oliver had a long touchdown catch. And I looked to see if both of them went over 100.
Yeah.
And there I see it on the carries. It says Steve McKinney.
1 for -3.
Yeah, so you recovered a fumble, I guess?
Oh, baby, I took off. I was like, man, I'm scoring.
Oh, you ran in that
Oh,
one?
yeah, I tried to pick it up and run with it.
Any yards?
I can't remember.
I think it might have been like 4 yards.
Yeah, I got a few. I think I got a few positive yards.
You forget, Steve was a skilled position player in high school.
I did, and then I got a touchdown the very next week
Yeah.
against Ulala.
Another
Another
shining moment. Yeah.
But he had to send this video. This guy, Politic.
We did this on air.
Oh, we did. Okay, my
We
bad.
had Brandon Stewart call in and we broke the news to him
There we go.
that Steve took a touchdown away from him.
Yeah,
I remember that, yeah.
He was heartbroken,
Okay,
I'm sure.
Never mind. I forgot about that.
He literally 20 years later politicked and lobbied to get that stat officially
I'm
changed.
like, how did I not get credit for this touchdown? They're just going to give it to Brandon when I earned it?
I like the pettiness of it. I love it, actually.
It was quite petty.
Okay, so we talked about some of the issues tackling. Did you guys come away impressed from what you saw from the secondary?
Like doing the job of
Coverage.
covering the
Yeah,
ball.
they were
coverage.
were
Yes,
tighter,
their
much
coverage
tighter.
was good. Like I'm not over here complaining about that. They had one aspect of the game, which was the running game, that they didn't look good in, but they did look good in what they're paid to do, which is cover people. So
Okay.
I was impressed with that.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree a whole lot with that. I mean, I think they did cover pretty well, but we got to tackle better.
Right.
You know, they do get paid for that too.
Okay.
Part of their job.
We got to do a better job in the secondary of making plays in the
No
running
one
game.
was like,
I didn't see
no
it.
one was over here paying Deion Sanders for his tackling ability.
Yeah, well, if you're a safety, you better be able to
I know.
tackle.
Speaking of safeties, what would make me feel good this week is to see number 25 be impactful. Dalton Brooks needs to make a big jump, and Reese Nygren's over there nodding his head because it's from his area.
Yep.
Dalton Brooks from Shiner, Reese over there in LaGrange.
Shriner.
But I think his upside is being an NFL safety, and athletically he's in the high percentile on this football team. And last year he got his feet wet as a starter, so there were the understandable ups and downs and growing pains. And
He was out
flashes.
last week?
Yeah, he didn't suit up last week. So getting him back, I think, is big. But I want to feel like it's really significant. Like I want to see him flying around, maybe get an interception, and like you said, Seth, like stick his nose in there and be a big part of the run defense, because I do think he's the most instinctive that they've got back there in terms of as a tackler, and they need it.
It's a huge, impactful position too when you've got a guy that can do that, both of those things.
Yeah.
Running game, defense, and passing game. I mean, I know I'm about to talk about two of the best, but look at Palomalu and Ed Reed. You know what I mean? Those are guys that you just don't ever discount where they're at on the football field at any point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and you look at, what Mike Elko, he didn't have Palomalu and Reed by any stretch, but as time went on, Leon O'Neal got better and better. But he had Damani, who's starting in the NFL. He had Leon, and then you brought in Antonio Johnson, who was a total stud. And then prior to that, Sumlin had
Justin Evans.
Armani Watts, Justin Evans, and Donovan Wilson, who's was a captain last night for the Cowboys. I mean, like, there's been a nice run of safeties for a good chunk of this SEC era. And I think Dalton Brooks is the guy to me, even though I see a real improved player in Ratcliffe, and I think he had a good game last week. But Dalton, to me, is the guy that has, like, that type of upside, and we need to see it.
Good. That would be very helpful.
Yeah, we'd appreciate that.
Thank you.
Guys, just before we get into Freak of the Week and the Sleeper of the Week, is there anything that can happen this week at all that would make you feel better for Notre Dame?
Better?
Yeah,
One.
shutting down the run, that would make me feel a lot better.
I mentioned one of mine was see an impactful game from Dalton Brooks, maybe. So that was one.
Yeah, I mean,
Running the hell out of the ball.
the hell out of it, you say.
Yeah, the hell you say. But I think running the hell out of it, like, I'm not saying I don't want him to I want him to continue to work on this passing game and let these weapons and this quarterback get into a rhythm with his weapons. So I want balance this week, but I mean, they ran it, a dozen times last week? If they run it 25 times this week, I want to see, a handful of explosive, 12, 15-yard plus runs.
It would be exciting to see, 5+ yard average on when we hand the ball off. Though I don't care.
Well, I would,
5 yard average.
or more, or whatever.
That would be
That'd
nice.
be great. But I don't think it's going to happen, or especially with Le'Veon. I mean, why would you do that when you didn't last week?
But you've got four other guys.
Yeah,
right
I know that, and I do know that for sure. But I think that them going out and playing a solid game defensively would give me more hope.
Yeah. I agree.
Because that was, really, that was the only thing I left last week.
To be
was,
honest,
was just like, that was obviously,
You lost a lot of hope last week.
No, I didn't lose a lot of hope. Not at all. It was just that was the only thing that was very, very frustrating.
To be honest, I just remembered Seth throwing a crying fit in high school, during junior high, during one of your games where they had to carry him out of the stands. It was one of your games, and he was like,
he was losing it.
Yeah, they had
my God.
Your dad and them had to walk him out, or your mom had to carry him out.
He gets passionate.
I love that you're not denying that. I just made that up.
You probably
completely
did.
made that up.
You made it up, Billy. I know that you did.
Sounds like something I would have done.
I think it really.
It was great. I was over here picturing myself. What's funny is I can totally remember.
I think we've all done that.
This is so funny. It's I can remember I was in sixth grade or something, and Steve was in ninth grade, and we were going real far into the playoffs in Centerville. And I don't know who we were playing, Troop or somebody like that. And I can just remember, as a kid, just going crazy. And, we lost that game. And I probably was just, bawling my eyes.
So distraught. Yes.
Like I said, I think any A&M fan that's done this long enough has left the stadium in a fit, crying. No, but what Seth was saying, I'd love to see them do what they did in the second half Saturday. I think that's lost on all of us. I mentioned this earlier in the week. They had an egregious formation bust on the first play. And look, other guys should have tackled him too, by the way. You got 10 other guys out there. You make a tackle, but it was a formation, pre-snap, complete blowout, and it was a 75-yard run. Had they tackled him 5, 6, 7, 8-yard run, you probably went, not counting that garbage drive against a bunch of true freshmen playing for the first. You pitched really the perfect.
Which sucked, by the way, the backdoor cover. That was brutal.
You pitched the perfect second half. You would have. There would have been probably 7. They had 6 straight punts after that, 5 3-and-outs. You probably would have had second half, 7 straight punts, garbage time drive. We would have been sitting here going, the conversation would just have felt much different. The statistics would have looked, this guy ran for 95 yards in the first half. He ran for 5 in the second.
I think that's
so you still have to kind of look at it that way.
The rational person would look at that and not be panicking. So hopefully the majority of us are that.
So I think you're right. I think it's 100% for me, almost 100%. Just look like there's no confusion on defense and shut this team down.
Time for the freak of the week.
It's the freak of the week. That wasn't near as good as
last week. Was fantastic.
Well,
Hey.
All right. We're going to bring it for Notre Dame, though.
Steve, give me the freak of the week.
Oh, my freak of the week is going to be, who Seth's already discounted as giving him too many runs, is Le'Veon Moss. Because I think this will be kind of his, not I want to say coming out party.
I'm back. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get more than 3 carries this week.
Okay.
I don't know what that number looks like. I'm going to say more than 5, maybe less than 10.
Okay.
But I think he's going to get at least somewhere in that, 8 range.
So here's your freak of the week with 8 carries.
Yeah.
So that tells me then you think he's going to bust
80 yards.
Well, what I'm going to say is that on those 8 carries,
You're gonna feel it.
He's going to feel it.
Yeah.
He's going to average more than 5 yards a carry. That's what I'm feeling this week from Le'Veon Moss.
I like it. That'd be great.
I mean, dude, when you're coming back off a major injury like that, that first game is kind of like, I'm about 90% sure I can do this.
Yeah, you got to mentally.
Yeah. And then
Now
after that, you're like, dude, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
By the way, Le'Veon last week did average 6 yards a carry, but it was, again,
So
only
Steve
3
wants him to
carries.
go down.
I'm projecting to go worse this week. All right, we'll go 7. 7 yards a
My
carry.
freak of the week is going to be on the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to go with Cassius Howell. I'm excited to see him play. I think that we'll handle the Utah State handily. Is that the word? I don't know. Anyways, that there'll be a lot of pass rush opportunities for him, and I think he's going to wreak havoc over there.
They gave up 6 sacks last week to UTEP. So
Yeah,
there you go.
even more of a reason. I didn't even know that.
6 to UTEP.
Yeah.
I still, I still have a hard time believing they're going to play it the same way they did UTEP.
I agree with you.
I mean, I'm just saying I think they're going to be scared of Cassius Howell and just
Get rid of the ball.
Oh yeah.
You hear? We
ball's
talked
coming
about
out.
this week. Jeff Traylor's like, we did a conventional play action drop back one snap in that game, and he got sacked.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I remember.
So these
like
type
that.
teams are like,
Nah.
It is
so.
what
But
it is.
I think I picked Cassius as my freak of the week last week. So this week, I'm going to go with. You know what? Just because Steve's already grumpy and thinks that, where is he? Where the hell is he then? We haven't seen him yet. I'm going to go Ashton Bethel Roman.
ABR.
And I think he's going to be a guy that has a big game tomorrow.
I hope so. I mean, if we-
including one long, like a big gainer for a touchdown.
how exciting would that be when you've already seen that you for sure got two dudes
We for sure have three.
and
but-
Bussy,
Yeah,
and if you can add this guy,
yeah.
what's his name?
Ashton.
Ashton Bethel Roman.
Athel
That's
Roman.
what I'm supposed to say.
ABR. That's what
Yeah,
we'll
do that.
I'm going to make it easy. Marcel Reed for me. I was going to think Amari, but since you took
There you go.
Le'Veon,
I almost Amari, but the reason I couldn't decide between Amari and Ruben, like who's
Yeah.
going to get the more touches. But
Amari, I feel like will get them more touches. That's just my hunch. All right. Now,
Amari he goes in the game the other day. What's he do? 15-yard run, called back, but just immediately
He
like
looked good, which he should. I mean, he's a veteran running back.
Yeah.
time for the Sleeper of the Week, presented by the Sleep Station. Go see Jared McLeod and ask about the Tempur-Pedic or Purple mattress in the Specs parking lot at Texas and Harvey and in front of the Lowe's on William D. Fitch and Highway 6. The website is thesleepstation.com. Who's your sleeper, Seth?
Yeah, I'm going to take some liberty with this, and I hope my guys went to Jared,
Taking a whole position.
bought a new mattress, and come to the game more rested than they did last week. But I'm going to pick a whole position
Of
group
course.
of the DBs, man, on the running game, on the running side of the defense, if you will. That's who I'm picking. I think that they're going to sleep up nicely and come in well rested and improve.
That's a great try to tie in with the sleep number.
That's why we're here.
I think I'm going to go with a little bit different take, but it is on the defensive side of the ball. I think no, I did pick DJ Hicks to be my freak of the week last week.
you did.
Which I'm still expecting more from him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as far as my sleeper of the week, I mean it's not really a sleeper, but the way to me Terry York is the guy that has to be the dat win of this defense. He has to be the guy to step up and make guys right and make plays, and he did. He made a lot of nice tackles in the game. I mean, I just want to see him take that next step to become just the total captain of that defense. That's what we need at middle linebacker,
Right.
Kind of an
He may
interesting
be that guy.
Interesting pick as a sleeper. Would you say that? He's the team captain. Like got some all conference.
We totally butchered the sleeper.
Seth's just picking a whole position group and he thinks they're going to
I'll pick
sleep
the
well
captain.
on Jared.
I'm still learning this roster. Yes.
I slept well last night on my Tempur-Pedic.
Good.
From the sleep station.
By the way, Torian did lead the team in tackles last
Yeah,
week.
with 10.
Yeah.
All right, well, he ain't sleeping, but whatever.
My sleeper of the week.
It's a good
you
pick,
know.
though, Steve. We appreciate it.
My sleeper of the week might actually be a sleeper, and I think I'm going to go with an interception for now it's Julio Humphrey.
He changed it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with interception for Julio Humphrey from y'all's neck of the woods down there in the Clear Lake region.
Did he go to Clear Lake?
No, but
He went to G-Ball, or
no. Where'd he
Okay.
go? Where'd he go?
I know his dad played.
Springs,
His dad
Clear
played at
Brook,
Galveston
Clear
Ball.
Brook.
I played against
Look
his
him
dad.
up. Look him up. Did you?
John Humphrey, yeah, he was a running
Oh,
back
yeah, I
at
remember
Galveston
him.
Ball. He was a good player too.
I remember John.
Clear Lake High School.
What?
Clear Lake High School.
Yeah,
wow.
see,
Falcon.
his
I
dad
thought it
was
Clear
like,
Springs.
"We're getting out of Galveston. We're going to Clear Lake."
Yeah, well, it got him to Georgia and now A&M, and I think it's going to get him an interception on Saturday.
Let's do it.
Him and Des Ricks, I think, could really shore up that other cornerback spot. That was one of the bright spots. And it's what you saw all through fall camp. I said that Humphrey was the guy that was really coming on in the second half of fall camp. And those two plus Will Lee, I think give A&M a really nice look there. And Chappelle, damn, I almost flipped to Chappelle. Maybe he gets a pick on something over the middle, but I'm going to stick with Humphrey.
It's nice to have 4 dudes, though,
Yeah.
at that position.
How about Amari Niblack as a sleeper?
There we go.
Yeah,
I like it.
good one.
I could see him getting a
He's
touchdown.
a good-looking player, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yep. And he did. He almost scored on that one. His elbow hit the ground. He kind of kept his feet.
You know, when he got up and ran from that, he looked like some kind of like a show horse. Just like the way he pranced around. I was like, God, he just looks so like smooth when he's running.
He's a
Speaking of clips, I want a clip of that, like a gif of that.
All right. When we come back, Pick 6 brought to you by Prize Picks next on TexAgs Live.
Let me just say something about La Casa Tequila. Really good. I like the Blanco and the Reposado. If you happen to be in Yellowstone, you have a run-in with a really big bear, you might need like a glass of tequila after. By the way, people in the comments, like, how big is the bear getting? Nick, I'm going to send you this picture right now, and I think you need to post this and let people see how big this bear actually is. So
People were asking?
yeah, they're saying the bear gets bigger and bigger. You know, as in
I
like,
love it.
and I'm like, it's pretty freaking.
I love
big
that we're
bear.
still talking about this. It was great. It was a
We're gonna
great
keep-
bear sighting.
Seth, we're gonna keep
Billy
talking
did
about
And
it.
Billy did it.
How long did you guys get to look at it? Seth ran you off.
Oh, goodness. Hey, speaking of
30
Johnny
seconds.
Topper over here, he's lying as usual. He's about to lie. Let's hear it.
So
How
we're
long
about to
did he
go.
stay?
We're about to go to a little break and do the overtime, aren't we?
Yeah,
Do you
but
want
we
to
have-
start the picks?
Let's do
We
some
have
picks.
3 minutes.
Let's go.
Okay, we'll
Let's hear
we'll
it.
do half the picks.
Half the picks?
This just needs to become a whole new segment.
Yeah.
Picks, because
By
we're
the
never
way,
on time.
TexAgs Overtime, presented by the Rogue Shop, will come on after this on TexAgs.com. You have to be a premium subscriber. All right, let's go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center, and that's where we find Mr. Nygren.
The first game, the return of the border war, which is Missouri hosting Kansas at 2:30 on Saturday. Missouri is 6.5-point favorites.
This is at Missouri?
This is at Missouri.
6.5? Give me Kansas. I'll take
What?
Kansas.
All right. Give me Missouri. I'll
Okay,
take
who's their
Missouri.
starting quarterback, Seth?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. That's why I'm not picking
Me
them.
too. I'm just saying, all I see is
Fabula.
Kansas.
Pribula.
But who's the Kansas quarterback?
Jalen Daniels.
There we go.
Stud.
Legit.
Billy, you want to pick a game?
I'm gonna pick.
Or do you really want to find the bear?
Yeah, I want to find the bear, but I'm gonna pick. I'm going Kansas to cover in that. I feel like I almost am feeling an upset there, but I'm not. I got a text from one of my Missouri friends during the break that may or may not be here in College
this
Station
insider
now.
information. So I
No,
hope
they
you
just
tell us.
convinced me. They just convinced me that Missouri. This has been something Missouri's been looking forward to this game and like obsessed with it for like 2 years now. And it's at home, and that is a
okay.
bitter rivalry. The border
You're
war.
emboldening my pick.
So I'm going to go with, but I'm going with Kansas to cover, but Missouri to win. Kansas to cover, 6.5. I think it's going to be a fun game. I'm actually looking forward to that one tomorrow.
Yeah.
A couple of SEC games that I'm really looking forward to, just to kind of learn about some of these teams: Florida, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Missouri. I think we'll learn a little bit about
picking
all
on
of
them.
them.
Mr. Nygren, we're going to do, I guess we have 40 seconds. Should we do a game?
We can.
Let's do it.
The second game up, Mississippi State host number 12 Arizona State at 6:30 on Saturday. Arizona State is 6.5-point favorites.
40 seconds.
I'll do this. Arizona State. I'm gonna take them. I don't feel that Mississippi State has it this year. So
How favored are they?
6.5.
6.5.
I am going with
Mississippi State, dude.
Mississippi State to cover. They might win that game.
Yeah, I'm calling for them to cover too. You don't just walk into Start Vegas and walk out with a cover. That doesn't happen.
The next game, Ole Miss looking for revenge, headed to Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky to face the Wildcats at 2:30 on Saturday. Ole Miss is 8.5-point favorites.
Man, I know nothing about Kentucky this year.
Zach Calzada.
But Austin Simmons. But
85 yards passing last
God
week.
forbid you shouldn't say anything good about Marcel Reed, but we can hype up Austin Simmons because he
2 picks.
graduated already. And who'd they play?
Nobody.
Bethune-Cookman. Austin P. Who'd they even
Georgia
play?
State.
We talking
Georgia
about Ole Miss
State.
right now?
Yeah, 2
Yeah,
interceptions
they didn't
against
look
Georgia
that
State, but man, he's a great kid. Guess what? So's Marcel.
Yeah.
I just don't. With that said, they're going to cover. Kentucky
Yeah, they're going to
sucks.
cover. That's
And they got revenge. Lane Kiffin was embarrassed. I think he was embarrassed by
was.
what happened
They
last
cost
year.
him a playoff
Miss
spot.
is going to cover.
He did.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with the group here. Stay with Ole
I
Miss.
picked Kentucky on my other pick 'em, and I'm regretting it. I was calling upset,
Oh, upset.
and then I
Wow.
went back and really studied what Kentucky did last week.
Yeah.
That's a bad.
Yeah,
pick.
they look
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
rough.
yeah.
I am a Calzada fan though. I am rooting for him.
The next game, the rising South Florida Bulls head to the Swamp to face the Florida Gators at 3:15 on Saturday. Florida is 17.5-point favorites.
Man,
better
why
game
do y'all
to pick
pick these
from?
huge spread games?
Makes it harder.
This game is going to be hard. By the way, just so you guys are aware, a little bit of info. Boise State last week had 3 fumbles in that game, which is part of the reason that South Florida was able to destroy them.
Yeah,
I'm going with Florida.
we also
to cover
don't
this
know if
one.
Boise's any good.
you're going with the cover.
Yeah.
Seth? South Florida or Florida?
Florida.
South Florida. Florida to cover.
Okay.
The next game,
Hold on, buddy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Way to go, Nigrin.
Hey,
Pump the brakes,
Ray.
bud.
Way to go.
I'm gonna
Cover.
go. I think I'm gonna pick South Florida to cover. I feel like this is a huge game for them. And 17.5.
It's a big number.
It's a big number. I'm gonna take the cover. South Florida.
I'm going to take the cover too. 17.5. Look, I think Florida's going to win. I think all this stuff they're doing to project a potential upset, I think it's too much. I think we're worried about the South Florida quarterback. I think you might want to worry about DJ Lagway. Oh, but his QB rating, his QBR was no good this week. Oh, his QBR. He was like 17. It was like 16 of
20.
19. No, it's like he threw like 3. I think it was 15 of 18 for it was 120 yards and 3 touchdowns, no turnovers in the first half. Didn't play in the second half, and people are like, actually, it was
That wasn't good enough?
It was the buffoon squad down there in Austin. So many of their fans that are still so
Trying
illiterate
to prop
that
up Arch.
they're
and look for
they're
someone
still
else.
so baffled that they can't understand that when we write from this show, it's actually transcribed. It's not actual stories we're writing. They have yet to figure that out. Those same morons are trying to compare Lagway to Arch because of QB rating, which, by the way, you shouldn't even do that anyway because Lagway didn't play anyone worth a damn, and Arch went and played at Ohio State. Just chill out, all of you. Quit trying to make yourselves feel better and just wait for a month from now when they finally play another real game. But you don't play FCS teams, so you're better than everyone else. San Jose State, Sam Houston, and UTEP, who got blitzed by this Utah State team.
Yeah.
So with that said, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I think Lagway plays his ass off tomorrow, and still not enough to cover 17.5, but they win by multiple scores.
next up, John Mateer, number 18, Oklahoma, host Bryce Underwood and number 15, Michigan at 6:30 on Saturday. Oklahoma is 5.5-point favorites.
Woo!
Wow. That's going to be that's probably the best game
Yeah, I know.
of the week.
It
right?
is.
Big game.
Game day.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only one between ranked teams, isn't it, or no?
You're probably
Reese is
right.
nodding. He was.
Who's Michigan's quarterback?
Bryce Underwood, Seth,
Freshman.
you probably
You may
remember
have
him.
heard of him.
You probably remember them. And that recruitment and
He
everything.
was
LSU, flip from LSU, Portnoy and
Yeah, I
company
know.
went in.
That's right. Oracle.
Kind of. Hey, it's kind of why A&M has Brady Hart.
Yep.
It's not kind of. I mean,
Yeah,
that sets
why.
that set things in motion.
Good, good.
Thank you,
All
Brian.
right, fine. I'm picking. I got to go with OU, man. I don't know. I don't know if I trust Michigan fully yet, but Mateer's pretty good, so I'm going to go with OU.
Venables defense too.
I'm having a tough time with this one. You got Venables defense versus, but what the hell is Venables defense?
Lately, yeah.
It's what
It is.
Cole and everybody. Because I say Cole because SEC Mike referenced him, the best D line in the country or the SEC, and it's what everybody's.
He does blitz a lot.
It's what everybody's anointing.
but
but
you got a starter.
no, I agree. Venables is good, but like what has this OU team done to warrant the hype they're getting? Whereas Michigan, at least I see them having last year with no quarterback. I know Bryce Underwood's never really played, but with no quarterback, they beat Alabama and they beat Ohio State in their last two games. Now, with that said, they lost a couple high draft picks. I've been going back and forth on this one all week, and now I'm going back to Oklahoma because I think we're going to. But no, if you're giving me 5.5 points, I'm going to take Michigan.
There we go.
We're going to go to this whole thing where they hype OU and all
these. They're going to be dead last or
all these talking heads are going to talk about how great Oklahoma is because they play great against a Michigan team that I think again is going to be like a 4-loss type team, 4-loss team out of the Big Ten. But we're going to have to hear about OU now. But it's good. It'll make for somebody's going to fall like a rock when those two teams meet in the Cotton Bowl in a few weeks.
That's exciting.
OU to win.
Never mind. I hope they come in hot, Billy. You should be picking them.
I am. I'm picking them to cover. I'm picking them to win, but Michigan to cover.
Yeah, I'm going to take Oklahoma to cover just because of the whole freshman quarterback going into a hostile environment versus a veteran quarterback.
I want to see what Mateer does. Look, when no one's talking about Michigan's defense, it's all about Nuno and Venables. He was about to check his tape.
What?
No.
I was looking for a bear.
But no one's talking about Michigan's defense, which last I checked for like the last
They've been really good.
several years have been really good. And so I think Mateer's got a test too.
Oh, he does. But does Michigan even have a head coach this game? Didn't he get like suspended or something?
He's magically, I think it's like
back.
sandwiched
Yeah, he
around.
skipped some games.
Yeah.
He'll take
You
one
can't
off
coach
next
in
year.
any of your
Yeah, he's
FCS games.
literally doing one next year,
Yeah.
right? It's stupid.
Oh, my God.
Nygren, I want to
Last-
read a message that came in after you do this game.
Okay, lastly, an Aggie versus Aggie matchup is the number 19 Texas A&M Aggies host the Utah State Aggies at 11:45 at Kyle Field. A&M is 31.5-point favorites.
Let me read this premium chat as you guys do this one. Win Durong says, y'all sounded a lot more confident last week.
Mm-hmm.
There's something in the tone. I didn't get that.
I didn't get it.
Interesting. He might be talking about me just because but I was questioning the run defense the whole offseason.
Let me dispel my hype and happiness about this team. I'm picking A&M to cover this week. I didn't pick them to cover last week, but I'm picking them to cover this
I
week.
did too.
Yeah. I picked them to cover last week, and they let me down with 30 seconds to go in the game. So I'm not making that mistake again this week. 31 points is a huge number.
It's not 31.
That's
It's
what it is.
31 and a half,
Oh, 31 and a half.
which falls right around the line of what
How many scenarios can you see where A&M's up by 31 and
41
a half,
to 41
lot of
to 10.
scenarios.
and they have their probably their third team in the game at that point?
I could see.
I'm not risking another backdoor
that,
cover.
I'm going to
I
go.
know.
I'm going to go Utah
I
State
feel
to
ya.
cover A&M to win big, and I'm with Steve. I think A&M's up 48 to 13 late, or 48 to 10. One touchdown they've given up. And then you're putting all the youth in, and and then maybe one more to 48-17, and you're at 31.
I don't know.
And
At
you don't-
half.
I don't
Gotcha.
think Bronco Mendenhall's got the offense that Jeff Traylor has. So.
I agree with that. But yeah, I mean, I think A&M blows this team out. I think I go with Steve. I go with a late, like second half of the fourth quarter type cover for Utah State.
Yeah,
31 and a half.
I'm
is
sure
a
this will be
lot.
the one game where that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And they just completely smash
We're all just
them.
flipping a coin with this kind of spread, but my initial instinct was to say 52 to 10.
Oh, that
Oh,
feels
you're
right.
going against your gut.
That's
I
a
like
big.
it.
That's a
I
big.
am.
You know, this is Utah State's in the same category as UTSA. It's not like they're in totally different
I'm just like-
divisions here, guys.
I'm just like, if you get, I think UTSA would bludgeon Utah
think?
State. Yeah. But with that said, I think A&M, I think we feel a lot better about their performance this week. And I contrary to what Win Durong says, is it
D-wrong.
D-wrong or DeLong?
DeWrong.
DeWrong. He's DeWrong on this. We're not negative. I'm just like, there's a big question I had entering the season that was not answered
Yet.
at all. It wasn't going to be answered either way, but like I wanted to feel better about it. And I think we will after this week. And I think, like I didn't walk away from that one feeling bad at all. I was feeling bad when it was 21-17 and I watched a guy go for 75. Then I was feeling bad. But like, just like I told one of our buddies on Twitter that made this grandiose statement when it became 21-17, like, dude, we're one play into it. You're basically halfway through the football game. Like, relax. And they went up.
In-game panicking. Like, is there anything worse?
Oh my
No,
God.
I feel it. We all feel it when we're watching it. Like, but to put it in writing and have to feel this urge to say, man, I got to tell it like it is right now, here in this moment. And, like you might be right, you might be wrong, or you could just wait and have all the information at your disposal.
There is no patience, no waiting.
So to me, I think
waiting.
I walked away feeling good about it, but I still had that one big question.
I like to make this example. Kent State, when we opened up with them a few years ago, it was 10-0 at the half.
Yep. Well, and it was closer than that. There was something in the second half that made it even more.
But
It might have been like 10-7.
Let's go back on this.
That was where Leon O'Neal had a pick six.
Mm-hmm.
They were driving to make it real interesting.
They were about to make it interesting to start the second half. They didn't.
But here's the thing. We could just do a million examples of this where that might have been, I don't know what their record was that year. They might have been bad that year. Or there's been times where they've looked really good and not been good football teams. We went crazy. They beat the crap out of Arizona State one
But
year.
aren't you a
Like
little
7-5
bit not
barely beat Vanderbilt
relieved
one
or
year.
no one's
Yeah.
happy about the defensive running game last week? But the fact that it happened in the first game and the fact that it happened so blatantly puts a lot of eyes on that. So I think that there's a lot of care and a lot of pride
to
that they're
improve
going to
it.
be taken to improve that running game, especially amongst the defensive backs. So, I mean, if anything, be optimistic about that.
Especially anything that was mental.
Yeah,
Maybe Jeremiah Love will only get 8 carries against A&M.
Yeah, that's what.
that would be nice.
Here's the deal. They better get it right as much as they can against Utah State and then really not look like the same defense. And I don't think they play the same defensive style against Notre Dame that they did against UTSA.
Yeah,
Like, you're not going to sit there and line up and say, man, here, we're going to be real light in the box against Jeremiah Love,
No.
even on 3rd and 8.
right.
Like, you're just not, and not with a quarterback that can run like C.J. Carr. Owen McCown wasn't going to run on you. So it's not even going to be played even remotely the same. But, yeah, I think people that keep asking me, is it good that I'm kind of glad they have a bye. They need more game reps. And I'm like, I don't think so. I think if they would have won, I would have been like, good, I'm glad they have a bye. The fact they lost, Nuno, they're going to look and go, all right, here's what we're going to do. Our O-line got its ass kicked in pass protection. We can't hang these dudes out to dry again. We hung them out to dry, and I know A&M doesn't have a guy like the Miami DN, but we're not going to hang Carr out to dry and get him killed and make him have to process real fast. And my God, what the hell were we thinking not giving Love the ball more? So you're going to see that overcorrection next weekend without question. So get ready for it.
Yep.
And this defense can start getting ready for it tomorrow.